First thing I do when I get a moose is try to flip it over so I can position it so it's kind of on its back. And then I start usually at the neck, skinning, and skin back towards the back legs. After I get it skinned as far as I can in that position, then I cut the brisket out to open up the main chest cavity. When you're cutting the brisket out, you can kind of reach your hand in and feel where the joints are, so you don't have to use a saw or anything. After I take the brisket out, I kind of remove the stomach muscles out of the way, and then I work on pulling the guts out. If you knock a bull down and it's like nighttime or whatever, and you're going to come back later for it or to work on it, then you have to get it to at least the point where you take all the guts out and everything so the meat can start cooling and not spoil. One thing I do when I get the guts out is kind of go through them and I take a lot of the fat out of there. There's kidneys that usually take, there's 2 of those, and they have a lot of fat around them as well. That's good. Then I always grab the heart out of there, and often the fat that's around the heart as well. And I look at the liver, but usually this late in the season, the liver isn't good anymore because they stop eating. So if there's something in the guts that I don't like to eat, I usually take it anyways so I can give it to people that do like that stuff. Because there's certain things that are in there, like something called the Bible, that you can take, and I don't care for it, but sometimes I take it out for other people that do. So after I get the guts out, then I usually take off all the quarters. Then after that, I start working on trying to skin as much as I can, twisting it around a little bit so I can get at the rump and remove that. The rump is just, I cut the ribs off kind of, so it's everything behind the ribs. That's keep it in one section. Hardest part when removing the rump is getting through the backbone. I usually can make it through by going through a joint, but it takes some time.
It's still attached, so I have to try to skin it some.
After the rump, then I usually start working on taking off one side of the ribs, so to make the ribs 2 pieces, a heavy side and a lighter side to pack out. I usually reposition the rack a couple times so that gravity can help me do some of the work. When I'm taking off the ribs, or one side of the ribs, I go right along the backbone. There's a joint where the ribs connect, and so you just kind of work your knife through all the joints all the way down, and then you kind of push it apart until it starts giving more freely. Sometimes you have to work it a little bit more with the knife, but then you can just cut it off. So once the joint pops out of all the ribs, then you just use your knife and cut the last remaining meat.
You break it?
After removing the light side of the ribs, then I go through the backbone again, right above the brisket area that I removed. I go through the backbone there, and that usually takes some time as well, because anytime you go through the backbone, it's a little bit harder. And after that, then I cut the neck off, especially in these bigger guys. But usually right below the jawline, if you cut straight down, there's an easy joint to get. So that's an easy one, actually.